guys, it's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. Welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video. This is Sith Citadel Free Roam. That's right, we're going to take on planet Exegol and take out all of the remaining collectibles left around. I do say remaining because we did just take on the Contingency Curioso Challenge, which was specific to the Exegol area, and that's why we have 19 of 21 found in this video, because we already found 2 of them. We're going to unlock a trophy achievement called Unknown Regions for completing the whole left wedge. And we're also going to get 6 character tokens, a couple of ships, and of course a data card too. Don't forget, we do have quick links down below in the video description if you're in a hurry or maybe looking for a specific collectible. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and pop up our map. Well, first we're going to look and just prove, hey, we actually have 2 of the 21 already. So just note that if you are behind, maybe go back a video and watch that Contingency Curioso Challenge, or simply wander around and find all 10 of the plaques while you're here. All right, so there's that weird map glitch that happens again. I don't know why you have to take a couple of steps forward in the area before the map will display itself, but we did. We got it all squared away. We got our first Kyber brick locked in. This one's actually called Welcome to Exegol. And it happens to be right in front of where we spawn, but you do have to recover or uncover a couple of handhelds. So blast them away with your blaster of choice, and of course make your way all the way up and around, and drop it like it's hot, and grab that Welcome to Exegol brick. Next up, we're going to actually go around behind the ship over here in this far right corner behind us. Sadly, the map has not filled itself in yet, although I have been over here already. It's not showing. So this is a simple Kyber brick. In fact, you just need to make your way over there and try not to get zapped by the lightning. I think I do a pretty good job on the way in, but if memory serves me correctly, I think I might get blasted on the way out. And proving that I just don't have the lightning reflexes the game wants. Ah, psych, I fooled you. I actually toggled the other character. In my scouting run, I did get zapped a couple of times, so watch out, as that next step could be a doozy. All right, we've got our first ship. This one is easy. It's actually over on the left side of the spawning area, and it's at the top of this apparatus. I don't know what it is. It's some sort of a weird, it almost looks like a controller on its side, but it's not. It's like some bricks, I guess. I guess it's like a giant Technic piece? Is that what it is? I feel like that's what it is, but go ahead and make your way up by jumping and doing a little platforming, and of course you're going to need a grappling character to get all the way to the top. But it's pretty simple to get up here. Just simply grapple your way and collect the Night Buzzard, which is part of the reward among the wreck mission. So there you go, Night Buzzard complete. All right, now watch out below. We talked about that next step being a doozy. That one could be the end. We're actually going to go ahead and make another giant leap. Actually, it's a floating rock. I'm not sure what's going on here. There's clearly some Sith powers making this work. But much like the Upside Down in Stranger Things, right? There's electricity in the Upside Down. Who manages that? How does that... How you can plug something in the Upside Down and it works? What? All right. On your way down, you might notice that there are a bunch of large statues. In the back middle, there happens to be one holding a Kyber brick. We're going to go ahead and snag that now, but you got to wait patiently for this elevator to make its way back up. I do recommend using a character with a jetpack so you can get a little bit of extra boost. And I also recommend waiting till the elevator is a little above rather than like parallel or even with, because you might miss that jump and plummet to your doom. Next up, we've got to keep on with the keeping on here. In fact, we're going to have a quick little chat with Buddy here. It's going to unlock a new mission. I don't know what's going on here. You know, the AI has been not so I. And I mean, the artificial intelligence has been lacking intelligence. That's what I mean when I say that. And clearly, for whatever reason, they don't seem to attach to your priority character as much as they used to, right? Like when you're playing with one character, that other character always just sort of magically appeared and followed you. That's not necessarily the case in this game, but we'll get through it together, I promise. Next up, we've got Statues, No Limitations, which is all found on the left side as you're trying to enter the new area. Now, we're going to go ahead and point out that there is a couple of these little platform blocks that you need to slap into place. Sadly, the one that's up on the high left, you can't manipulate it very far from the bottom. So we moved it over to the top right. Now we're going to need our infamous net launcher to go ahead and get up there. Now I switched back over to a character with the Force and then use my grapple character to get out of there, which we're going to need somebody with the Force up top again. So just keep that in mind when you're making your way up. And for me, I just switched to my good guy. That's right. We got old Anakin good. And we're rocking double Annies. And Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? We're going to go ahead and move this up top here and slap it into place, I think. Nope, it doesn't quite get there. The force distance is sometimes limited, and I think it's very limited on this particular task. But like I said, we'll get there together. Don't sweat it. And, you know, there might even be a third platform somewhere, but we've just used the two. We've slapped them into place up top, and now we can go ahead and jump to each one and make our way to the very top of this other statue where we're going to collect statues, no limitations. All right, as we drop down below, we're going to go ahead and make our way all the way over into this far right corner. Now, there happens to be a couple of weird red, almost jewels on the top of these little pillars. We're going to find a fourth one and slap it into place. Now, you can talk to Buddy in the back. He's going to tell you and sort of give you a hint at where this is. But guess what? We're not just going to give you a hint. We're going to walk you right to it and show you. So we're going to make our way back over into this staircase area, go up the left side, up into the room, and in the back corner, it looks like it's some sort of like Emperor's room or something. Like, I'm not sure what's going on in there. And be careful when you're using the Force to drop this, because I dropped it and I sort of lost it for a hot second. It happens to be on top of the character-changing apparatus up there. I almost didn't see it, but luckily that lift icon popped up. And there, you should be able to grab it and walk it all the way now. Before, we were sort of trapped on that, on that upper layer of the staircase there, and there was that kind of balcony beam there preventing us from going over. And I do feel like that was, kind of a factor preventing us from being able to walk it all the way. But I guess if I would have navigated down the stairs versus trying to yeet it off the ledge, I may have had better luck. But the goal here is simply to bring it over, slap it onto the one missing column or platform, and then we got to spin the other ones around. You simply spin each one around until it locks on and shoots the laser at the next one, and you're going to rinse and repeat this a couple of times, and eventually it'll blast that corner crystal and melt it down. And booyakashow, it should explode and give us a Kyber brick. That's right, crystal corruption is complete. All right, so we're going to double back now, and you might notice there's a couple of Kyber bricks floating along the edge there. In fact, you can see a lightsaber carve wall there that we need to chop up, and we're going to go do that right now. In fact, this is the Exegol Excavator mission, and all you got to do is just sort of work your way down on these platforms, get over to that Jedi, or I guess saber wall, and carve it out. We'll go ahead and mark the brick before we go in. And nice little carverini. And it should take down the wall and reveal the Kyber brick. Woo to the hoo! All right, so we got some excavating done did. Now we're going to... I was trying to toggle to my other character who was supposed to be waiting for me patiently up top for easy access out of here, but no such luck. We'll have to go ahead and do not one, not two, but 3 jumps to get up here. Oh, wait, nailed it. First try. All right, and we're going to go make our way back into where we actually walked in. And instead of on the left wall where those statues were, we got a couple of bricks. We're going to go to the right side cliff edge. And it takes me a hot second to find and target this brick because it's way down there. Not really, it's just a couple ledges down. In this case, Dark Descent is waiting for us. And I should be able to toggle, to my other character and save myself from having to climb up them handhelds. Now, pay attention to my stud count as I come through here. I get about 100 million for completing this area, and we know that we need 384 million for our next upgrade, so I do a little bit of farming to make sure that we get there sooner. Now, this task is a pain in the tuchus. We're going to go ahead and try to match up the spinning wheels with the sort of icon or the character on the left. It's really all about the timing, and as you can see there, I botched the timing there. What we need is the character head with the blue eyes, and as it turns out, there are 2 of them spinning around, and it's usually after the bright yellow-eyed face. That's the way I sort of recognized it. Same with this one. You got to try and find whatever item is before the one you need, and as soon as it passes by, step on that switch, and if you get it correct, your Build-A-Snoke will be delivered to you free of shipping. No, I'm just kidding. We do Build-A-Snoke, though. I thought it was kind of funny. It's definitely a Build-A-Bear reference, huh? Got to choose the head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and we get the Snokes, those. All right, well, we officially got Snoke in our arsenal. and we'll put him to use at some later date. Now, in this lower bottom level, there is a room on the left side. Now, there's a contingency plaque in the back. If you haven't already swooped that up, get it now. We're going to go ahead and check out this red wall across the way here. I have a feeling that that fuse has something to do with this challenge. In fact, it does. Challenge. Gosh, I keep calling them challenges. I got to get better about that. Missions. Missions or puzzles. They are not challenges. Challenges are separate. They're different. They're a completely different classification. All right, but we got the fuse. We placed it in place, and we're going to go ahead, and I get a little excited, and I drop off the ledge here. Really, we need to use the villain terminal right outside the door where we place the fuse. That will remove the red barrier and give us access inside to that high Sith-Curity Kyber brick. Now, using the terminal is simple. You just need a villain character, and of course, you need to repeat the process that it shows here. For us, it was probably, well, it's probably going to be different for you, so it doesn't really matter, but maybe it is the same. Regardless, finish it up, get inside, collect your brick, and be on your way. Well, of course, get some studs first. Get some studs. All right, next up, we're going to go up top, and I do believe it's data card time. Nope, we're going to go do a mission first. We got a couple missions first. My bad. Fooled you. Hey, I had to have a Spaceballs reference at some point in these videos. There we go. All right, next up we've got character number 2, but it's also Kyber brick number 9. So the Emperor Rememberer is it's an off-planet task, not an off-planet requirement. This is something related to this area. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out now. It turns out we need to find 3 distinct items scattered throughout 3 locations. And luckily the game actually tells us where they are. Could you imagine if you had to go scour all across the 24 different planets, or the whole galaxy for that matter, trying to figure out where these parts are? Oh, I'm so grateful that they actually told us where they were. And I am grateful that, Tyler P., my guide writer, and, my scouting runs are available so that we can know where all this stuff is for you. Like, that would be the worst, just wandering around trying to find it in a video that's supposed to explain to you where it is. I know there's some out there that exists that way. We try our best to make sure that we are not those guys. And like I said, luckily, we know right where this is. And mainly it's because of the GPS waypoint marker. I won't take too much credit. But once we get there, there is a little bit of searching to do. There is a person that'll give you a clue at each of these locations. And then we got to go and find it. It's pretty similar to most of the missions that are scattered throughout. But you can see there's a nice little green comment balloon up there with a blue exclamation point indicating that we've got a tip here. And she basically says, no, there's a bunch of shenanigans happening and the rumors don't stop there. They even threw all his loot down by the river. That's right. I don't know if that's Chris Farley, you're throwing all the loot down by the river reference. That's pretty much a stretch. You're not quite living in a van. You're throwing all the stuff by the river, right? Anyways, moving along, we've got next location is going to be the Federal District and of Coruscant. That's right, we're going to land here. And this one's a little trickier because as soon as you land, it actually shows you like 3 or 4 different exclamation points. Like, watch, it's going to be one on my right, 1 straight ahead, 2 to my left. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Now, what we're really looking for is the Coruscant Senate building, and I believe you could probably get there in each of those ways, but the best way we found was to go ahead and hop in the old taxi and make our way over there. It's quick style. As soon as you arrive, you actually just run right up and in, and we are out of there. Or into there, I guess, is where we're actually headed, but let's see here. We'll go up and in, and there is a nice little tip there if you want to converse and, maybe make some new friends in the area. And in our case, I was sure that in my scouting run, I collected the piece needed in this front corner over here. I had gone and scoured the entire area and did not seem to have that piece, so I was sure that it popped up right here. Sadly, though, that is not the case. I believe it actually is related to the main desk area. In fact, it might even be sitting on the desk before you destroy it. But I'm using the Force and just sort of destroying everything all at once and yeeting my saber across. And let's see here. Booyaka Shao, I busted open, and I still don't see it on the ground yet. But watch this. I find a little piece of something else, and there it is. So all of a sudden it just pops up. So on the desk is where we found it. Again, I feel like on my PS4 scouting run, I found it in the front of the room right by the door. So it may be in different locations, but, it's a small area. You should be able to find it pretty quick. Next up, we're going to actually land right back on Kef Beer crash site. We were just here. And we're going to go ahead and follow the waypoint marker back around behind us and over to the Death Star. Yep, that's right. We get to make that nice little journey over there one more time. It's a very cool animation, but it takes way too long if you're asking me. In fact, it seems like it takes way longer than even like the space travel going from planet to space or vice versa. But we'll go ahead and take out a bunch of stuff, grab a blowsy on the way too up on that cliffside, and then hop over to the taxi and Booyakashow. Of course, all of the travel has been minimized or completely removed so that we can get through this a little bit faster. Now, this is going to require us working our way all the way to the top of the area. Unfortunately, we got to go make this climb one more time. Now, if you remember, I got this nice little cheese. I go up this ramp on the right, and I can jump and float and grapple and skip like the first 3 or 4 of the handheld. I don't know if it really saves much time at all, but I found it to be the way, right? I mean, do you even know the way? We'll go ahead and jump up and grab the old rope hanging out, waiting for us, and then grapple up to the next level. We are getting pretty close. We do have to use an astromech and activate some ramps, or I guess platforms, if you will, and then jump all the way up top, and we should be just about there once we get up there. So, you know, hey, I got to be honest. This was sort of a nightmare in the first couple of times coming through it, making your way up. It's like kind of, you know, you get a little lost or you're a little unsure of what the way is. And in our case, we do know the way. See, we know it the whole time. All right, we'll go ahead and double jump all the way up, flippity floppity all the way to the toppity, and in the door we go all the way to the back and around the corner, and we should find a bunch of stuff to destroy. And of course, we are looking for one item. It looks like it's looks like a record. It looks like a Death Star album, doesn't it? I feel like it's the LP for you know, Star Wars the movie or something like that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and destroy everything, all the computer terminals, down, and eventually it just pops up. I didn't even see it show itself. So we are officially collected. We're going to go ahead and return. I do believe you need to have a Sith-based character to converse. Might not be true, but I'm pretty sure you do. Go ahead and turn on all the stuff and collect the Emperor Rememberer. And now I probably should have gone in that room and blasted the poster on the wall, which I do believe is a Shawshank Redemption reference, because there's a Kyber brick hiding inside a little crevasse in the wall. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're actually going to go up and check out the old data card, which is pretty easy. You do need a character that can do some trapeze work. And we found that El Django was the guy for that job. So we'll go ahead and find this rope hanging off the edge of the upper deck here, and climb all the way to the top, and then perform a death-defying act and make your way and balance all the way across, actually. Once we get there, we'll go ahead and swoop it up, and sadly, we do not have the money we need for the next multiplier. Yes, we have lots of cheese. We could buy some other things, but we are going to purchase that 10x stud multiplier before we buy anything else. That's just the way we roll. As you can see, we got 75 million, nowhere near the 384 million we need, but we got a little chunk out of the way, almost a quarter. Next up, we've got character number 3, which happens to be the Gonkatine. This is a fun mission. It's called the Knights of Gonk. It is a off-planet task, and it does give us a Kyber brick as well for our effort. So the game sort of knows that some of these are a lot of work to do. Therefore, they give you an extra reward. They give you a double whammy, as we like to say. We get a character and a Kyber brick. All right, the galaxy map is flashing. We're going to go ahead and take off to Nema Outpost. We've been here before. Now, I will say that this particular location, too, is a little bit... again, I feel like there is some variance in where things can spawn. So where we find this Gonk might not be the exact location. He might be running around town. And as that's kind of the way that it's set up. You got to go and find a Gonk causing trouble in the city here. And it's not hard. You can actually, if you listen, you can hear Gonk, Gonk, and oh no, what are you doing? And there's even a comment balloon off the right side. You can see a white one pop up. It sort of indicated right where I needed to be. So be looking for that, listening for that as well, and get up close and personal and give him the old cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. And of course, it is Gonkanese, so we're going to need somebody like an astromech, or a protocol, or potentially a Jedi or Sith should do the job as well. Look at him. He is out of there. Next up, it is Canto Bite on Cantonica? I always say that one wrong, but and I got that weird blinky landing thing. Like, this is not a bad edit. That was just how the game presented me landing. Like, I promise you, like, I didn't mess that up. Like, for some reason it looks like when you're landing, like you're hard blinking. The screen goes black and then back up, and then it's like opening and closing. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a transition. I don't think they intended for it to be that way. All right, basically follow the waypoint marker all the way till you get into the blipped area, and then this is where it gets a little confusing. So there's a sort of a large circle. We want to go all the way in, continue up until you find a wall, hang a right, and you should see a guy at the top of the stairs waiting to give you a tip. In this particular case, we knew right where he was, but it's actually telling us he's above us. You can barely see him right there. And what we need to do, there he is, we need to use the Force and a box trick. Remember this? We're going to go ahead and move the box sort of where we want it, and then it goes where it wants. And then we'll go ahead and put our secondary character on it, use the Force to lift it up and get our character up on that ledge. Go ahead and toggle over to your other character, drop down, and have a nice little conversation with the old Gonkatine, which, again, we're going to need to switch to somebody who can speak Gonkanese. And we got it. Woo to the who. All right, so 2 of 3 done did. Last but not least, we're off to Tatooine, Mos Espa. And once we land here, we should be able to follow the old waypoint marker right to where we need to go. This one's a little different. It actually requires a character with the Force to lift him up out of a socket. You know, most of the Gonk droids use a socket to engage whatever powers or abilities they have. And in this particular case, we need to remove him from it. And we have a nice little conversation with Buddy here. He leads us to the next one, which is all the way down around the corner to the left here. Nope, to the left. There we go. Just follow the old blips on the compass. And then, of course, over in this far corner, you should see Buddy talking. Again, you get sort of a tip by having a comment balloon pop up. It's just a white conversation comment balloon. He asks us to remove him, but it says you can't touch him. So I give him the old saber jab. And, of course, we need to use the Force and lift him out of there. Have one last conversation. He gets all excited. He wants to be part of the, the Knights of Gonk. And he is out of there, too. And so, guess what? We are ready to return back to Gonkatine. And once we have a nice little conversation with him, it should reward us with both the Kyber brick as well as the character token. And of course, once he kicks down, we will be out of here, ready to take on the next Kyber brick. This next one's not really tricky. It is sort of in a funny spot or a funny angle, if you will. But it's going to actually require a protocol droid. We're going to drop down off that ledge and make our way up this little pathway here. You might notice that on the left and right side, we have protocol droid hatches, or Nami hatches, as we like to call them. We'll go ahead and pull out 3PO, split them into 2, though. And as we make our way down to the right, we notice that there is a Kyber brick tucked behind some bars. We're going to mark that real quick on our map, and we're going to make our way over to the other side. That's right. And it turns out there's even another hallway with another little spot that we can sneak into with the protocol droid. And then once we toggle back to our feet, we get so lost. This is crazy. Watch this. There was no edit there. It literally is. I feel like the game is broken right now, but I guess the user controlling is really the one that's broken. We'll go ahead and make the old pants work their way all the way over and swoop up Tunnel Trouble's Kyber brick, which, again, not really difficult, just a little bit of a funny angle, and hopefully you have an easier time with it than I did. All right, next up, we're going to make our way all the way down. I'm second-guessing myself there. All the way down, and we should find ourselves in the throne room. We sort of came in the back door entrance here. Giggity. And we're going to actually kind of focus on some stuff up high right side, or I guess left, depending on where you're looking at it. But it turns out there is a saber wall that we actually need to climb. And so it doesn't matter who you use, but we're going to go ahead and scale this wall with our saber. And once we're up there, we're going to need a villain character to go ahead and yeet a thermal detonator, or a grenade as this game calls it, to go ahead and blow up some silver bricks. Inside that's going to be the Arena Rescue Kyber brick, as well as, watch this, there is like a Sith Emperor Lord or something that gets freed when we blow this up. Boom! He's been trapped under that the whole time. So we didn't just rescue a Kyber brick, we also rescued a local. All right, down to the right, just below that, there is a giant crevasse. In fact, there's handhelds galore, and if you look on your map way down at the bottom, there happens to be a Kyber brick. This one is the Darkest Depths, and they aren't kidding. You got to make your way all the way down, and it's kind of a tricky, well, let's just say this. I find the bottom once. Like the bottom. Not like where we're supposed to be, but like the, watch out for that next step, it's a doozy. And I fall again, because the game doesn't reset me properly. And luckily, I was able to escape that. If that ever happens to you guys, make sure you toggle to your other character by hitting like L1, R1, or whatever, because it should actually help you save, the fall, because sometimes it gets stuck. All right, we're going to need a glider at the very bottom, so switch to your favorite scavenger, pull out the glider, and go ahead and jump. That's right, leap of faith around the corner, and hopefully you make it, smash the rocks, collect the block, and we are back on our way out of here. I actually toggled to my other character, hoping that maybe he'd be a little further up, but no such luck. We got to actually make our way all the way up and out of here, which, I thought about editing this out for, video purposes, but I also wanted you guys to see kind of how I got out. Seems to be a couple of different ways up, as there's a net wall on one side. There you go. You could use that. I don't know how. Maybe you're just supposed to, double jumping up onto that rock seems so much easier than using the net wall. And then, of course, we swing all the way over, and we've got another net wall, some more handhelds, and eventually we'll get out of here, I promise. Feel free to use those quick links if you're in a hurry. Now, also, there is another contingency plaque down here, so we've at least walked by 3 of them. There was one on the staircase, and there's one just to the left in the room of the staircase, and, of course, actually, we've seen 4 or 5 of them now that I think about it. But if you're looking for all 10, make sure you use that Contingency Curioso video, which should be right before this one in our playlist. All right, next up, looks like we've got the Seat of Power. So there's this giant throne, which you should be familiar with. And on both sides, there are a couple of pieces missing up top. There you go. I actually tried to talk to him, and I guess I did not speak Sith. So is that the language? Maybe that's not even the right. I know he's a Sith eternal cultist, and we are in the Sith Citadel. But I guess I don't know what the language itself is called. They may call it something different. But regardless, what we need to do is find 2 tips for both sides. It's actually missing a piece on the low left and the mid left, and it's also missing one on the mid right and the low right. So we'll go ahead and find those pieces. They're actually scattered on each side. So there's going to be 2 on the left side of the throne and 2 on the right side, and they're both side appropriate. So shouldn't be too hard. In fact, once we lock them in, I got a little sidetracked here and forgot to show you which brick it is. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek at that right now. There we go. We've got it locked in place, and now we're going to move over to the right-hand side. You might have to destroy a couple of things to go ahead and reveal the brick, but it should have sort of an aura glowing around it, or maybe some, you'll see how there's wind kind of moving. It's definitely indicating that that's what we're looking for. Go ahead and grab them both, slap into place, and woo to the hoo! We got that Seat of Power, and so does the Sith Elite Cultist too. Oh, boy. All right, so, he's a Sith Loyalist. I thought he was an Elite Cultist at first. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I'm... Old Man Brian Brain strikes again. All right, look at that. We've got GLaDOS dropping the brick off there. It sort of reminded me of some Portal-type stuff there. All right, Seat of Power complete, and we're going to move our way over just to the left of it on the wall. There's another contingency plaque up there. And up just to the left of that is another spot with a brick way up top. We're going to use the old force and box method. So get your character on the box. Stay close to it, as if you're too far away, the character on the box will remove himself and try to get closer to your character. It's part of that AI stuff. Float it up in the air and quickly switch characters and jump as soon as you do. So I hit L1 and X on my PlayStation controller to toggle and then immediately jump up and collect that. Because if you don't jump, for some reason it's like it doesn't connect. It's like it doesn't actually break the barrier of the brick collecting it. It's kind of a weird thing, but definitely get your jump on. Now, you might notice as soon as I came in here, I used the force, and it immediately started a timer. That is actually for the next brick we're going to target, which is right here, the Docking Bay Desperado. And this guy right here is simple. There are 6 targets that need to be taken out within the time limit, and it's pretty simple. There are 3 targets on the left and 3 targets on the right. And I actually get them in a pretty poor order, so I apologize for this. But we get the high left one first. A little bit of a funny angle there because of how I was standing on the rock, so I moved a little bit forward. And my aim is not so good, but it's getting it done. So we got the first 3, and there we go. There's 4, and I skipped 5 on accident. So that's why I'm saying the order I shot them in was a little bit wonky. But regardless, I get all 6 of them, and it should open up the cage. Thank you very much. And all you got to do is jump up there and swoop it. Now, I don't know. You might be able to just run off, and it might collect it anyway. Some of these bricks, when you open up a gate or have a task completed, it does reward them for you, even if you didn't connect with them. But sometimes it doesn't either. So I guess it just depends on the task, right? All right, so next up, we've got Exegold. This one is actually up top, and all you need is a bounty hunter to go ahead and melt the gold box. So target the brick, make your way up along the old staircase here, and there she blows. We'll go ahead and get up close. And you know me, I love me some gold. I do miss the gold bricks. You know, that was kind of a fun saying, but we get it every once in a while with the, the gold brick breaking, right? Got to melt it. All right, next up, we've got the switching sides Kyber brick. This task can be a pain in the tuchus as well, but we're going to show you a quick, easy way to do it. Simply hit the button once. Basically, what that does is it switches which platform is out. You want it so that the red platform on the bottom is displayed and showing so you can jump onto it and make your way to the ladder. Now watch this cheese. This puzzle wants you to switch to your character, hit the button again to switch it to the blue, go up this ladder, switch characters again, go up, right? You see what I'm saying? It wants you to switch back and forth and back and forth. Really, all you need to do is get that red one out on the bottom and then get to the top of the ladder and jump over to the other ladder. That should get it done. If you're struggling, feel free to complete the puzzle the way it was intended by using the button more than once and toggling back and forth. But hopefully you can complete the cheese, right? All right, next up, we've got a character token. This one is actually pretty simple. We got to go up onto the other side of the stairwell, across from where we found that gold box, and we melted it with our bounty hunter. And this guy, his name is Kai. Is that right? Kai Threnalli? Although the guy we're helping right here, the stranded pilot, is not the character token we unlocked, which is a little unusual. I guess maybe not, but this mission is called Snoke Patrol, which just simply requires us to follow him around and protect him from a bunch of Snokes. That's right. It's like sort of, well, I don't want to call it Attack of the Clones again, because there's actually a mission coming up called Attack of the Clones again. But it's basically that. We got to run around and protect this pilot from a series of cloned Snokes. And here we go. I definitely recommend using the red explodey barrels as much as possible because it does a pretty high damage to these guys. Now, you might notice too that we are taking them down in a couple 2-3 swings. If that's not the case for you, you may have missed our couple of upgrade videos where we upgraded our melee and our blaster powers. So, in fact, we may be a little bit stronger than some of you out there, just depending on how you've been playing, if you're following along or things like that. So, all right, we got stage 2 of the Snokeroos, and we'll go ahead and knock their blocks off. Again, I use the old red explodey barrel to take out a couple of them, and you'll see that I do that pretty much every time. However, it seems like, there seems to be more and more each location that we have to fight them. Now, it is important to note that there is a health meter for the protected guy that we're following. The stranded pilot can die, thus causing you to start over again. It did not happen to us, and I don't think it'll happen to you, but just know that that is a possibility. So try to watch that health meter and stay real close to him to make sure that he doesn't get depleted. All right, I yeeted my saber over there and exploded the barrel maybe a little bit too early. It looks like I got one of them, but they are out with some fury here. We got like Snokes galore, bro. And in fact, I keep thinking they're all coming from the front side, but in fact, they come from the back side as well. And if you are using a character with the Force, definitely be using that push Force. As you can see, I just threw one of them into an explodey barrel and it took them out. So definitely recommend that. I also recommend picking up those barrels and slamming them onto the baddies. Now, I got a little bit ahead of myself here, and for whatever reason, Buddy does not jump on this. And so I, get to play the old Jeopardy game. I shouldn't have jumped on and started the elevator. Okay, we're almost done here. It's going to come back down, and we should be able to jump on it and ride this bad boy up. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and grab a few studs, as I'm getting pretty close to 100 million. I think when we started this video, I was right around 50. Now, I'd have to go back and look to be sure, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like it was 47-ish. And maybe I had more. Maybe I had like 57-ish. But regardless, we are almost to 100, which means we're just about a third of the way to where we need to be for that next purchase. We need 384 million. So we're almost, I guess we're a quarter of the way. Quarter of the way. All right, up top we go. We actually have to follow the old stud trail, of course, protecting him all the way. And we do have one more battle royale we need to save him from, I do believe. Maybe he's good. Maybe he's good. He's good. We do have another battle up here with some Snokes, but that is another mission, so I apologize for that misleading there. There he goes. He finds an X-Wing, and he is gone. That's right. Bye. We'll go ahead and collect our character token for Kai. That's right. Bye. Thanks for Kai. Snoke Patrol done did. Ooh, and look at that. It actually unlocked another quest for us here. We did get that Kai Threnalli character token. And we're actually going to target a ship mission next. Now, this next one, as you can see, I'm actually having second thoughts about what I want to do here. Really, what I'm doing here is for video purpose. I apologize for this, too. Essentially, we have shooting galleries scattered throughout the galaxy. And there is a specific challenge for taking the shooting galleries on. Now, in our case, we are going to make a specific video for all of those. But some of these, if not all of them, are actually attached to the area it is in. So, you know, I've been making challenge videos specific to the areas, but this one is scattered throughout the galaxy. So rather than just have a shooting gallery in this video and a shooting gallery in that video, we're actually going to have them in all those videos, but we're also going to make a specific video. But some of those are going to require me to run and kind of position the camera or map in a certain way. So that's what I did there. I went back and got it good so that I can have a nice clean take for when I edit this out for the future video. And look at that. We're going to go ahead and we made our way all the way down into the shooting gallery. This is the Citadel shooter. As you can see, I did make note to switch to my bounty hunter. Reason is because he's got the triple blaster, right? It's not a single shooter, it's a triple shooter. And you can actually take out more than one in one shot. So I definitely recommend this, especially in the areas sort of towards the middle, as there's lots of ships kind of crossing paths back and forth. It's quite possible to take out 2 or 3 of them with one burst. So I think I get like 6,000, or no, I think I get like 8,000. I get way over what we needed. The first time I did this, I actually did it with a Jedi in my scouting run, and I tried to use the force push. It did not work. Then I tried using my saber, and it just wouldn't lock on. So then I switched to a blaster character, and it helped. I got closer, but I didn't get there. But then I switched to the bounty hunter, and it just took out so much more, made it so much easier. No editing was happening in that transaction there. It was actually a first go, and we got that Citadel shooter done did, and of course unlocked the TIE Dagger ship token. So we are good to go there. We are out of there. Next up, we got ourselves a Kyber brick. In fact, this one is pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and target this guy. Let's see, where are you at? Which way did you go? Which way did you go? All right, this one is the one that I mentioned earlier. This is the old Shawshank brick. This one is inside a room that we have already been in for another task, but I got sidetracked and I didn't get it done. So we're going to go ahead and unlock it right now. It's simple. All you got to do is run up the stairs, go up into the left room, and on the wall there's a giant poster that's kind of slipping to the side there, revealing that there's a crevasse, and inside that is the Sith Secrets Kyber brick. So we'll collect that. Thank you very much. And next up, we're going to run down right below where we just collected that is another character token mission. This one is called Attack of the Clones again, which I mentioned a little bit ago. And this one is going to have us taking out a series of Snoke bosses. That's right, Snoke bosses. There's like 4 or 5 of them. They are scattered throughout, and each one of them has a little different approach. It's actually kind of a fun mission. So you can see here there are 5 clones. Thou seeketh resemble Snoke. And it actually takes us right to each and every one of them. But like I said, each one is a little bit different. So they almost fight differently. They almost, but they're funny too. Like some of them have some pretty funny lines. So be paying attention to the old subtitles, as I doubt you'll be able to hear much of it. Or if you're playing along, make sure you're listening to them as you fight. First one is the droid Snoke. And I found that this guy receives blaster bolts quite nicely. Now, you can do damage pretty nicely with a saber as well. But from a distance, look at this. I'm doing 20s. I did 100 on that one. Or at least it seemed like it. Maybe it was just an overlap. Yep, there's another 109. So he goes down really fast with the blaster. Now, up here in a minute, there's another, actually, I think all of the rest of them don't do very well with blasters. I think you're only doing 1 damage from now on. So that droid one was sort of vulnerable to the blaster bolts. While the next one, the Intellectual Snoke, I don't think he does very well with blaster. I think he's minimal with damage there. And so I get up close and personal and give him the old chop, 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 chop. But I've also noticed that a handful of these battles don't seem to recognize that I'm doing damage. Either that or there's some cooldown in between when you can hurt them and when they can be hurt again, right? Like, I feel like there's definitely some stuff going on. I greatly appreciated this combo multiplier here because it got us paid. And you can see this sword is only doing like 25s. I don't think I get any higher than that. So I start throwing stuff, and look at that. I do 50 for dropping rocks, but I got to have better aim. So well, essentially, how you decide to take them down is up to you. But definitely there are some tasks that help get this meter depleted a little bit quicker. See, this is crazy. I didn't have any of this in my PS4 Go, like the up-close and personal combos. That didn't happen, and I don't know why. Maybe I was throwing the sword from a distance, and it just didn't give me an opportunity to be attacked. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But now we got to go up to where we just came from in the corner here, and we've got the third Snoke, Speedy Snoke. He tries to take off and run away from us. Arriba, arriba. He's out of here. I do find myself using the blaster on this one just because, you know, he can shoot from a little further back, and he does actually take well to this. So not all of them do well, not all of them are bad with the blaster either. Definitely, like I said, however you choose to fight him is up to you. I still think yeeting stuff at him with the Force is probably going to be the most effective for all of them. Look at me. I've got to get them all. Got to get them all. I got to get those studs. That stud grind is real. And, you know, full fun fact for you guys. I get done, and for whatever reason, I thought I needed like 148 million or something like. I don't remember what it was. I thought I had this total in my head, and I wasn't far. So I was like, oh, I'll just go grind some studs. Well, I started grinding away, and then I got to that mark and was like, wait a minute. I'm not even halfway yet. So after this video, you might notice a giant increase of studdage, but, you know, we're not quite there to spend any of it yet. So still some more grinding to do. All right, Speedy Snoke done did. We're going to follow the waypoint marker to number 4. And this guy, he is right over by the exit out of here. Nope, there's a guy talking. We don't want him. We want the exit. There he is. All right, this guy, I find that there are a couple of those red explodey barrels, and those are probably best used here. So I'm only doing ones again. Even headshots are only yielding 1 damage. So try to pick up stuff and toss it at him using the Force. And, of course, you lock onto them, so it's kind of hard. But look at that. I think I just did 385. And look at that. 1 shot, basically. And now we got to go ahead and make our way out the elevator again. But, unfortunately, it is not ready for us to hop on it. It's all the way at the top, comfortably waiting. So we're going to grab a few studs while we're waiting for it. And I try to get a purple up here again, because it spawns every time you leave the area. But, unfortunately, I have not left the planet again for another off-planet mission. So it's not there this time. But it is nice having that be there. And, I mean, ultimately, you could probably go to space and then land here again and then drop down and get, you know, all the studs between where you land and right there. That'd probably be a decent stud grind, because those 10,000s are going to be way better than trying to... Oh, I guess not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Everybody grinds a little differently. All right, follow the waypoint marker all the way up top. And remember I said we had to come up here and fight a Snoke again? Well, this is the final one. And this one's kind of funny. He's the funky Snoke. And he says some funny things. And he bounces all around. He uses smoke, too, which is an interesting tactic. But he basically uses the old Greg Ninja Smoke status here. And I yeeted what I thought was an explodey barrel at him. But none of those red ones are actually explosives. They're just simply boxes with red on them. That's right. They go red on them. All right, next up, we're just basically trying to find where he is. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? The smoke works. I got to be honest. It's a very good distraction. Sometimes he pops the smoke and he shows up where it is. Sometimes he pops smoke and he's nowhere near there. This mission should have been called Pop Snoke, right? And there should have been I guess Attack of the Clones is pretty cool too, and there's multiple versions of them. So I guess maybe the Pop Snoke does. But maybe his name should have been Pop Snoke, right? Kind of like Pop Smoke, right? Anyway, all right. So we've almost got him done. And that leaves just one more character quest after this. So if you guys already got this figured out, feel free to use those quick links down below in the video description. Otherwise, just go ahead and deplete that meter, which, again, this one is, I feel like this one took the longest. But Sith Scientist is awaiting our return, so we'll go ahead and hit yes. Switch to somebody who can speak the language of the locals, and, of course, hit that icon indicator to get that going. And all right. We got that final mission unlocked. That's right. So some of these don't appear until you get other ones completed. And in our case, we just got that Sith Acolyte. Acolyte. And the last guy is right here, right by where we were. Notice he wasn't there a minute ago, but now he's there chilling, waiting for us. This is the Sith training Sabotage. We're going to unlock the Sovereign Protector, which happens to be character number 6. And this will wrap up our journey here on the old Sith Citadel of Exegol. And that'll actually also wrap up the tasks for this area of the galaxy. I believe there are 4 total areas. It's like Tuanal. There's a couple of them. 4. I think there's 4 of them. And by completing all of those tasks, we're going to go ahead and get a trophy achievement as well. Now, keep in mind that we do have Exegol space left too, but for whatever reason, the trophies do not, or achievements, trophy achievements, don't count space as planetary tasks, which is kind of weird. But what is this? Who is this? Gary! What? I didn't know Gary made an appearance in LEGO Star Wars. What up, HTG, Gary? Oh, wait. Our guy spelled his name with double R, not double E. So probably not HTG Gary. But regardless, it was a good reference, and hopefully he's doing well. I doubt he's watching this video, but if he is, much love, dude. We miss you. Come back and say hey to everybody. But all you got to do here is deplete his meter, and of course he does have a shield down below, which will, replenish that. So we cracked it. He got 1. He's refilled, and now we got to deplete him one more time. And again, I recommend using the Force to throw stuff because you seem to do 25 plus damage, where the saber sometimes can do 25 or 20 or 20 or 2 or So definitely yeeting stuff seems to be the way to go, but. We're almost done, and I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take you down, broski. See if we can do some blaster from a distance, and I think it's just onesies. Yep. It'd take a long time to deplete from onesies. All right, throw the saber, and, oh, he's done, Nope, he's not. He's got one last bar to go, I guess. It's weird. I swear sometimes those little shields refill a full meter. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, I swear sometimes it'll be 3 shields, and we will only have to deplete that meter twice. Maybe I am just totally mistaken, but I feel like that's been a thing in the past. All right, we got Gary done. We're going to go ahead. I loseth? But how? Yep, I is better. Really, we just use the old spam. All right, so that is it. We should get a character token for the Sovereign Protector, but also ring off a trophy achievement. I think we actually have to go talk to Gary one more time. Nope, we don't. Look at that. Unknown regions. Unlock. All right, so here we go. I'm going on a little bit of a stud rampage real quick, but we got that Sovereign Protector. Basically, everything is done for Exegol, so you guys are ready to roll on out. We will be taking on Exegol Space next. I thought we might have a upgrade video, but we are a little short on the cash. But 21 of 21, 1 of 1, 6 of 6, and 2 of 2. Keep in mind, if you are 2 Kyber bricks short right now, that likely means you did not do the Contingency Curioso Challenge, which we do have a video for, but you could also tag it and find the 10 plaques scattered throughout. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. As always, until next time.